Welcome along to the stress coaching module. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can actually really start to get a handle on your stress, how you can manage it and actually start to enhance your results, because stress is actually a big player. And we're stressing your body during the training, but typically people have got too much stress going on in their lives, and a lot of the time that can actually overwhelm people. So what we're going to talk to you today about is kind of the things you can do to help to not get overwhelmed by it, and also why it is so important for you and your results and your life in general. So I'm a big fan of this quote: the best time to relax is when you don't have time for it. Okay, so think about that one just for a couple of seconds. The best time to relax is when you don't have time for it. Now look, stress attacks us all differently from various angles, and it just affects us differently, I won't deal with exact same stress in the same way as you would deal with one exact same stress. If I'm stuck in traffic, my response to that is going to be completely different to someone else who's stuck in traffic, potentially. Different things will stress different people out to different levels and will have different effects on their bodies. Your stress can be either acute, which is the short-term stuff. So if I'm about to get chased by a wolf in Weymouth, that's going to be a pretty acute stress. So we've got chronic stress, which is where that stress is just over time, and it's basically more of a problem, I guess. Okay, so when the stress is chronic and it's something which is an ongoing issue, and then leads to so becoming that chronic stress, and that's the thing that really does beat a lot of people up. Now look, purposeful rest and recovery is essential. It's essential to your performance as a human being. It's essential to your life. It's essential to your training, and it's essential to you just being the best version of yourself possible. Most people tend to neglect themselves when it comes to de-stressing or taking time out, or even just kind of foot off the gas and relaxing a little bit. Okay, so it's really important to make sure that you're not neglecting yourself in this. It's very typical with the head of the family, so to speak. A lot of the time with mothers who are working mums, for instance, who are working full time, looking after 2 or 3 kids, doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, just having all this stress, and seemingly quite happy to just bear the weight of the world on their shoulders a lot of the time, and that's something which can really kind of have a negative effect on people, and then not just women but also men as well, of course. I was just giving you a good example of what we do see quite a lot is, in particular with the mothers we train, is when they come and work with us, a lot of the time it's the only me time they've given themselves in several years is to actually come and start training with us. Okay, so really, really important to not neglect yourself. Okay, can't underestimate that. What happens is you end up with a sympathetic nervous system dominance, which basically means your fight or flight response is prevalent more often than not, rather than your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Basically means that most people are switched on too much. Okay, rather than kind of chilling out. Now, so yeah, most people spend too much time in being sympathetic nervous system dominant. So again, being stressed. We get stress from your kids, from our partners, from traffic, work, bills, friends, worries, life. Anything that can cause a fight or flight response, that stresses us. Okay, that does. It leads to heightened levels of a stress hormone called cortisol and adrenaline. Your adrenal glands, which produce those things, they get overstimulated. Now, over time, with chronic stress in particular, it's possible for the adrenal glands to get overstimulated too much and to actually kind of pack up and really stop working so great. And that has a massive, massive effect on a person. When you're chronically stressed, your non-critical functions get inhibited. Okay, so if someone's stressed long term, their digestion is going to get inhibited. So you might finally get stomach problems, for instance. Your liver function is going to be inhibited. That's going to affect your body's ability to detoxify, just as one example. Your cellular repair, so actually your body's ability to repair itself, to repair its your mental state, for instance, as well. That's all going to get inhibited. Your immune function is going to get inhibited, and reproduction can get inhibited as well. So look, and eventually you could well end up with things like this. Look, insulin resistance and poor blood sugar level management. The more resistant your body is to insulin, the more insulin your body needs to send out there to actually try and keep your blood sugar levels down. What happens then is you end up with too much insulin around your bloodstream, which is then going to lead you to store more fat, in particular around the love handle area. It can also lead to things like depression, poor sleep, cravings for carbs. You know, we all get that when we get stressed, or most people tend to get it. It's in a stressful situation or stressful day, and suddenly, right, where's the ice cream, you know, or where's the pizza or whatever, you know. We all got different cravings there. Your thyroid function, you know, that can get decreased. So you can actually get a reduced metabolism, for instance. Your sex hormone activity can be altered. Muscle breakdown, so catabolism. That's, you know, your body can actually start eating away at the muscles there. You know, you often see people who are highly stressed looking really, really weak, and one of the reasons being, obviously, you know, that all these things are being affected. But one of the ones we're looking at there is, you know, muscles are breaking down. Muscles are starting to waste away, for instance. Okay, all those things above there is going to lead to muscle loss and fat gain, which is the exact opposite of getting in great shape for most people. Okay, so if we're not managing our stress and we've got these things or potential for these things to happen within our lives, even on a small scale, then that's going to have a massive, massive effect on our results and how we get on. And potentially, as I said earlier on, adrenal fatigue can set in for some people. Okay, that's basically, I said, when the adrenal glands get overstimulated all the time and actually then stop producing the hormones which they're supposed to be producing. Okay, well, certainly the efficiency will drop down significantly. So it's massively important to manage stress. It's important so you can get the most from life, so you can get the most from yourself, so you can of course get the most from your training. And, you know, become the best version of yourself, which is why you are, of course, working with us. Is because that's what you want to become, is the best version of yourself, and you want your life to improve. Okay? And hopefully these coaching presentations and modules are going to be helping you out in a big way. So look, we've got to promote essential rest and recovery. Now, you've got to understand that you're never going to get rid of all stress from your life. There's always going to be things which will stress you out. There's always going to be things that will piss you off. You know, that's going to happen. We can change and certainly control to an extent how we react to certain situations, because that's a real big player. But you know what? If there was no stress in our life, that would actually end up being unproductive anyway. You know, stress helps us to grow. Obviously, when it's not kind of chronic and eating away at us. But, you know, being stressed and dealing with situations causes us to grow as people. Stressing your body with the training stimuli, that'll actually cause you to grow and enhance your body. Balance is the thing which is massively, massively essential. If we've got loads and loads of stress, but we're not resting, not recovering, not taking time out, that's when our kind of stress bucket's going to fill up. Your body and your mind, you can only take so much stress. Okay, if you think about your stress as being like a bathtub, for instance, with like a whole load of taps. If all the taps are switched on, that bathtub gets overflowed. The bathtub gets overflowed, causes all sorts of problems. Okay, so it's important for us to be able to kind of at least reduce the flow of those taps, or even better, turn some of them off, so we don't have all that extra stress going into your bathtub or into life, and so that the bath can actually, you know, can keep the stress at a level which isn't going to cause it to overflow. So we need to focus on more activities that are going to promote your parasympathetic state, so your state of relaxation. And that can be whatever works for you. You know, whether it's just literally taking a bit of time out to relax, doing yoga, reading, you know, hot tubs, baths, you know, easy swimming, stuff like that. Listening to music can help people. Going and getting a massage can help people out. Meditation, candlelight can help people out, for instance. And the really important thing is it doesn't really matter what that thing is, so long as it's not something that stresses you more. Okay, so it's something which is going to de-stress you. The state is more important than the activity itself. If, for instance, someone would get stressed out, and if someone was trying to meditate, for instance, and that person is so switched on that literally the worst thing possible for them is to sit there in silence and try and meditate, because they just can't switch their mind off. And every time it goes quiet, they just start thinking about all the stresses going on in their life and about work and family, money worries, whatever. then that meditation isn't going to be the best thing for them. Maybe something else is going to be a better thing for them. You know, like going, literally spending time with some friends, or going for a walk, whatever. Okay, so it's important that the actual state, again, is more important than the activity itself. So whatever you're doing, as long as you're in a restful, peaceful state where you can get free from certainly a majority of the stress in your life, then that's the most important thing, rather than what you're doing. So look, choose things that are going to give you 20 to 30 minutes of worry-free, restful time every single day. If you can find 20 to 30 minutes a day, every single day, to de-stress, I can guarantee that's going to have a big impact on your life. If need be, and you can't find that 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 5 minutes quiet time a couple of times a day. Just shoot for it. Try it out. Literally take yourself away, chill out for 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you can. Just relax, wind down, try and de-stress. Yeah? Do one of those things which is going to help you to de-stress there. Have a big impact on you, I can guarantee. So look, final slide. Quick fire fixes to stress. Prevention. Okay, preventing yourself from getting stressed. That can come down to the next one down, time management. If you're someone who, you really always get stressed in the morning about getting to work on time, but you're waking up 10 minutes before you get to work, manage your time better, get to bed early, which is going to help out anyway. Then set your alarm that little bit earlier so you can get to work on time. You're not spending the day rushing around. You're not getting caught behind that bloody great big tractor or whatever you get caught behind every morning on your way to work. Preparation time. Nutrition is something that stresses people out, not knowing what to eat and stuff. But if they prepared it, it's going to be much less of a stress. Yeah? Sleep, again, is going to be a really big one. If you've gone through the sleep module already, then you already know about that. If you've not gone through that one yet, suggest you check it out pretty quick. Okay, pretty soon. The next one is to take stress away before you add more. Okay, can't underestimate that one. I can't emphasize it enough. In that stress bath with all those taps on, the bath's only, even if you've got the plug open, for instance, the bath can only get rid of so much water at one time. Okay? If we've got enough taps on, and they're at a high enough rate, then that bath is going to overflow. If you turn a tap off before you turn another one on, then that's going to help you out in a big way. So again, try and reduce stress before you add on more. We talk about spinning plates quite a lot of the time. If someone's trying to spin, 10, 20 different plates, chances are a lot of them are going to fall down. If someone focuses on spinning, 2, 3, 4 plates, got a much better chance of success. One of my favourite sayings actually is, I don't know if it's a saying or not, one of my favourite kind of philosophies, I guess, is chase 2 rabbits, catch none, chase 1 rabbit, you catch 1. Yeah, because that's another little thought to kind of think about there. So again, try and take stress away before you add more. So look, hopefully that has at least given you something to think about. By all means, read through the slides again. Hopefully it will help you out. If you've got any questions, as ever, you can hit me up via the email or in your private coaching group or any other way necessary. All right, catch you guys soon.